So, winning the race. So, I just read a passage about what makes the sky blue. And now, my teacher just asked me to write a constructed response. A, what is a constructed response? And B, how do I write one? Well, I'm about to tell you. You're going to win the race to your answer. Now, RACE is just a clever little acronym that literally stands for four components of a constructed response. Now, you're going to write a lot of constructed responses, better known as GAPs, this semester. So how do you race to write your answer? The R is you're going to restate the question. A, you'll answer the question. C, you're going to cite some evidence from the text. And E, you're going to explain how your evidence supports your answer. R to the A to the C to the E, win the race constructed responses. So let's talk about R. In R, when you're writing any response, you want to reword, aka restate the question. And you want to turn that question into a statement. And that is how you literally provide your answer. And then that essentially is your topic sentence. So for example, the response question or the topic question, what color is the sky? Boom. To reword that or restate it, I say the color of the sky is blah, 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 red. Of course, it's not red, it's blue. But if I want to say it's red, I better have some textual evidence to prove it. The A stands for answer. Answer the question using evidence from the text you just read. Now, here's the key point. R and A are usually smashed together. So they're written in the same sentence. So kind of put RA together. So it's kind of like RA plus CE. We'll get to that. So let's go back to our topic. What color is the sky? First, I reword. Second, the color of the sky is, then I attach my answer. Usually blue because of how we see light waves and weather patterns. Now notice, I did not just put usually blue. I gave a specific reason. So your answer has to have a because clause attached to it. So the color of the sky is usually blue because of how light waves and weather conditions occur. Now notice right then I even shifted it a little bit. I took out that we because when we're writing constructed responses, we want to eliminate first person usage like I, me, my, and we, things like that. Next thing you want to do is cite. Cite stands for cite evidence or examples. This is the most important part of the race concept. So in citing evidence or examples, you want to use words, facts, examples from the text that support your R and your A. Typically, you want to use at least 3. In R gaps, you're always going to use 3. Now, when you take the actual state exam, it will only ask for 1, maybe 2, depending on the question. So let's look at our example again. The sky is usually blue because of how we see light waves and weather conditions. According to scientists, humans see a blue sky or see blue skies based on what kind of light waves are visualized in the eye, how sunny the day is, and the direction of the sunlight. Now notice I gave 3 specific examples in one sentence. Now you can do that, or you can have individual sentences. And the more in depth you become with the process, the more sentences you'll have. But when we begin, you'll typically just have 1 evidence sentence. Eventually you may have 2 as you have more R and A. So think about it like this. If you in your answer, you give more than 1 reason, those reasons each have to have their own piece of evidence or example. All right. And now we get to the E. E is where you explain the answer. You want to explain how the R, the A, and the C part of your response correctly answered the question. So E is where you pretty much use your prior knowledge and you basically explain my evidence makes the most sense because of this. So here we go. Test. The sky is usually blue because of how we see light waves in the weather conditions. According to scientists, humans see blue skies based on what kind of light waves are visualized in the eye, how sunny the day is, and the direction of the sunlight. So when we explain, we go here. On a clear sunny day, the sun is shining directly at us because the molecules in the air reflect the scattered blue light waves more than the red or orange when it bounces off the direct sunlight. We see blue. As the sun sets, the direction of its lights goes away from us to the molecules reflect the orange waves of light we see at sunsets. So literally all you're doing is explaining how your evidence supports the answer. Now, one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to say, this evidence supports my answer by never say that. Don't ever do that. No, no, no. Don't do that. You want to make sure that you explain it intellectually. You want to make sure you explain it logically. Now, this was very in-depth explanation. You don't have to be that in-depth, but you want to make sure that you fully explain how your response correctly answers the question. So now you try it. So now you've been taking notes on one of your pages on the right, and now you're getting ready to do something on the even page. So on the next slide, you're going to read Mary Had a Little Lamb. Everybody knows that nursery rhyme. It has multiple verses. Did you know that, though? And you're going to write a response to the using the race format. Here's your topic. Why is it a bad idea to bring a lamb to school? Now, you want to use the following race organizer to help you plan your response. So at the top of your page, I literally want you to write RACE. Bam. That's all I want you to do. Now remember, R stands for restate, A stands for answer, C stands for cite, E explain. Go ahead and write out what you want to say that represents each letter. Then you're going to construct an actual response in full written form. So let's look it at. Here is your text. Now, let's go back to your topic. Why is it a bad idea to bring a lamb to school? I can't wait to read your responses. Go ahead and win that race. Check you later.